Second, it is showing us as live, buddy. How's it going, my friend?
Doing well. How you doing, Ryan?
I am hanging in there. Oh yeah, we are good. We are good, and we are live. Now I'm just going to pull up the other screen here to make sure we're good. And of course, I have to have the chat going. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us why we're an hour later, buddy.
Well, I'm currently in Vancouver. Well, not in Vancouver, I guess on the outside. I'm in Langley right now, working in Vancouver. Well, working I guess in the whole Lower Mainland. This will become my permanent home. Mine, I don't get homesick, which is a very reasonable possibility. I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm turning my TV on here.
You're turning your TV on.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
So that is why we are an hour later. I am 2 hours before you.
Yeah, you're way out there. Now, why is your television on?
Well, fuck.
You know we're live, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I know the chat probably isn't working yet. Give it a minute. It probably will get there. Let's go ahead and thank all of our Patreon Alpha members, as we always do. Ready Go Solutions, Jeff Frank, Bruce Williz, Bryan Koerner, Jon Umpherville, Gary Roberts, Joe Fox, and Mike Dumas. We appreciate you guys. And Armchair Arm Wrestlers, a proud member of the YouTube channel, is already here. First comment says, "Sup, boys. Sup, Armchair Arm Wrestlers."
Thanks, everyone.
Badlands Arm Sports. Sup, Jeff and Espey. How are you doing? How are you doing?
What's wrong with the chat?
Nothing is wrong with the chat.
Oh, there it is.
Because if you don't look, if people are expecting an immediate chat to come up, Joe Fox says, "Oh, Jeff cracks me up." Yeah, he cracks me up too. Look at him.
What did I do, Joe?
In all of his glory. So we have some sponsors we have to talk about. Western Survivor beef jerky.
The best beef jerky on the planet today.
On the planet.
Visit them on Facebook or westernsurvivor.ca and check them out and place your order today.
Yeah. Hey, somebody said Jeff is a great guest. Jeff is a co-host, guys.
Who the fuck said that?
Jeff has been here for 47 episodes, which is what
we're honorary America. Yeah.
Yeah. Turning his back on his country.
Oh, fucking, I didn't turn my bed up.
All right, Western Survivor.
Misfit Powerlifting and Strength Shops. Very cool gear. Check them out on Facebook, Misfit Powerlifting, and have a look. They got some incredible gear, very dedicated powerlifters and arm wrestling supporters. Israel Arm Wrestling Club.
Oh, he's taking it away. He's taking it
Hands
away.
down the best arm wrestling gear in the world today, and I'm not just saying that because they sponsor us. It truly is incredible stuff. Some of the best arm wrestling tables you ever put your elbow on. Check them out. Same thing. Facebook, Israel Arm Wrestling Club, and website, israelarmwrestlingclub.ca.
You got one more.
Insight Arms. For all you guys out there, enjoy your shooting. Check out Harley Green and Insight Arms on Facebook, and check out their custom-built firearms. It's incredible stuff. Very high-end, precision shooting equipment. Scopes, barrels, all custom made.
And then, of course, listen, this is one small part of this channel. It's a big part of this channel, actually. But I got to announce, I got a big announcement coming tomorrow. It's huge. But for now, I got to talk to you a little bit about officially fueled by Supplement King, Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, Ryan Espey.
Well done, brother.
Yeah. Supplement King Portage. carries all the top brands. They're amazing, and they're good friends of mine. They're big supporters of arm wrestling, and once restrictions lift, they're really looking forward to supporting arm wrestling in a big way. And yeah, they're awesome. What can I say? What can I say? And on this channel, you guys have been seeing the daily videos I've been posting, which has been interesting. The results I've been getting from it, and you know,
hey, we got a guy from Nebraska in the chat.
Yeah, we do. We got.
Do you understand that Nebraska's got some of the best whitetail hunting anywhere in the United States?
So does Manitoba have some of the best whitetail hunting in North America.
Nothing, not true. Saskatchewan and Alberta lead the way in all of Canada in the best whitetail hunting in North America.
Jeff, you're losing credibility by the second.
I'm losing shit because data supports that exact fact, my friend.
Just because Bigger Saskatchewan has the record doesn't mean anything.
Well, how many of the top 10 North American whitetails are from Manitoba?
8. 8 of them.
You're so full. They're not.
So we got a shitload of guys in the chat. Guys, how are you doing tonight? If you guys want to make sure we don't miss your comment or question, if you want to make sure, send us a super chat. Even if it's like $1 or something, it guarantees that we're going to read it because the chat is filling up. And however many people are in the chat, we expect that many likes on this video too, by the way. Make sure you ask Phil next week if he's secretly training with Danny Tesh. I definitely will ask that question. Now, we have also posted the link for this show in the description of the video, and it's all over Facebook. If you guys want me to throw it in the chat, I will do that. We had a guy in the room waiting to join us named Lurker, and Lurker has since disappeared. I guess he got cold feet.
You would have opened that up and you would have seen ass cheeks.
I might have seen something I didn't want to see. But now we have Doug. Should we let Doug in and see what he wants to talk about?
Fucking let's let Doug in.
Let's let Doug in. Doug is in the show. So while Doug gets connected with his audio and his camera, how'd your super match event go?
You know what? It was really good. The match, even though some of the scores may not have dictated competitive matches, they actually were very competitive. It was really good. Matt Mask reffed the whole thing. Joe Fox showed that he's coming along and he's looking big, strong. Oh, and I got to think back who all
Jesus
won.
Christ, Uncle John, we let Doug in. He says, anyway, you got to think back, but let's not spoil the surprise because you will be releasing all of these super matches on your channel. Yes.
Yeah, and I apologize. Listen, guys, I've been really busy. This the new job coming out to Vancouver. It's man, it seems like I can't find 5 minutes in a day to do anything. So I'll get started on editing that right away. I have it all ready to go. I just got to start cutting and clipping and putting some graphics in there, and I'll start releasing match by match.
Excellent. Now, the other big news from the week is, and there's a lot of big things happening in arm wrestling, but one of the most disappointing things I've heard is that the boxing match might be canceled.
Good. That is the most fucking dumbest thing in the fucking history of fucking arm wrestling. And it is, man. Hey, I got no issue with two guys beating the shit out of each other, but the fact is that we're fucking attributing this with, or associating this with arm wrestling. Paul Italia, Travis Bajan are both great guys. I love what Paul Italia is doing. He's very, very genuine. He's got a love for the sport, and I think he's got a lot to give to put into it. But why in the fuck are we doing this? You want to talk about losing credibility? That's going to lose credibility.
I don't believe you.
Oh, well, it does. I mean, I'm a big listen. This is why I like Igor Mazurenko. Okay, I love the professionalism you put behind arm wrestling. That's what's going to grow our sport. That's what's going to bring the sponsors. That's what's going to That's what's going to get this to the next level. Throwing Barry fucking Bowen in a boxing match is not going to get arm wrestling to the next fucking level.
So what you're telling me is you don't believe in a good gimmick.
What did I do? No, I said, I don't, I have, hey, you want to have two guys beat the shit out of each other, I'll be the first one to watch. But don't associate it with arm wrestling. Keep it out of the event.
So what about what Gary said where he's going to wait outside for him in the parking lot? Kumite style.
Here's the thing that pisses, I don't know, man. Like, you see this.
Hang on a sec. Before you answer this question, collect your thoughts. Doug, I got to boot you, man. You can't, there's nothing connecting here. There's no audio. There's nothing. So, Doug, come on. Get your shit together or else we're going to have to get you out of here. Anyway, go on about the thing.
It's just my opinion. It doesn't build the sport of arm wrestling. I'm not saying it's not fun to watch. And would I like to see Gary Roberts and Barry Bowen box completely off on a different channel or whatever you want to call it, fucking Walmart boxing? Yeah,
Walmart boxing.
Whatever you want to call it, I'm all for it. But to associate it with an arm wrestling event, I just don't like it. You know what even drives me nuts more is now you're seeing people dissect these matches like there's something there to dissect, and then you got people thinking they're fucking boxing coaches trying to fucking talk about how you guys should throw up. It's fucking embarrassing. You know, there ain't a single person that are dissecting these matches that have got a fucking clue about boxing. It's you know.
What are you talking about? I know about boxing. Come on, man.
Why? Well, you're not online dissecting the matches either. There's very few people in this sport that are credible fighters, and you don't hear any of them talking about this. Paul Passmore, Jesse Halliday, I think Devin Bear, yourself. These are all guys that are trained, fought professionally.
Here's the deal. I know that it's a bit of a sidebar freak show. And FYI in the chat, Doug is gone. I had to kick Doug out of here because that's why I posted the link. Anyone else that wants to jump in here, you are welcome to do so. After seeing what Barry Bowen's skill level was,
it's atrocious.
I knew that no one was going to get hurt going against Barry Bowen. Not even the only way someone gets hurt is if they fight in the parking lot and somebody falls down, hits their head, whatever, you know, but you have half a dozen drinks and you're at as much risk of getting hurt as fighting Barry Bowen.
Listen, man, I don't know. Fuck. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood this week or something, but.
Well, you are gainfully employed for the first time in months, so I understand that you're tired.
Well, I wasn't even going to go back to work. I was happy just being at home, playing the role of,
Couch potato.
No, I didn't. I'm not a couch potato. I had a lot of things on the go, but there's so much going on in the world of arm wrestling that's not being talked about, that should be talked about. And there's, you read stuff in this arm wrestling discussion about fucking, they're bringing basketball players in. What if this guy went against this guy? And it's just so much fucking stupidity. And here I am seeing.
Let me tell you something. Here's a statistic for you. Actually, I'll just ask the question to the chat. Let's see if they can answer this. And by the way, Uncle John says, you're no fun.
I know.
So we have a.
Hey, no, listen, I love Uncle John is a fucking great guy, man. I love that guy, huge supporter. I just don't like the boxing match being associated with an arm wrestling event. That's all I'm saying.
Who are the 5 biggest, of the top 10 biggest boxing matches in the last 2 years? How many of them are actually professional boxers?
It's right? Who the fuck gives a shit about Jake Paul? Fuck. Why in the fuck? Why is I can't wrap my head. You know what? It just. I'm trying to understand. Like, when did becoming? I don't even know how to put it into fucking words. It's I don't know. Whatever.
We have our first super chat of the night, Jeff. To not to knock you off track, I promise I will come back to the boxing topic and talk to you more about it. I will not let you down by moving on from this. Matt Schultz. Jeff, encourage Ryan and company to come to my practice this Saturday. Nice private rural location.
Ryan,
so
you're going to be at Matt's place this weekend for a practice. Get out and support your local guys. Do it.
Hey, Dustin. Yeah, no, we'll answer that question too. Matt is holding a big practice, estimated 15 guys there, which is way beyond the COVID restrictions in Manitoba, but we're not going to tell anybody.
Nobody.
My wife will kill me if I come there, Matt, but we'll see. Probably not, buddy. I'm telling you. I'm sick of all this waiting, and I have some huge announcements about things coming up. I heard we're going to hear from the CEO, the unidentified CEO of another league forming in Manitoba, but that'll be on the future show that we're going to talk about that. But Matt, yes, I very much would like to get back to practicing. I hope you guys don't get in shit. Man, I really don't. I really do hope that you don't. But, the big announcement today was that we're moving from 2 designates per household. So up till now, we were allowed to have 2 people in our household that were designates. The big relaxation, because our COVID numbers are low.
Can we talk arm wrestling?
We can, but I was expecting it to open up a little bit. The big change is that it's not 2 designates anymore. It's another household. So
they sold it as big news?
The big news. Yeah, big news. So instead of like 2 of our best friends coming over, well, now they can bring their kids. Like, as if that wasn't happening already.
We've been on the show for 15 minutes already, and we haven't
Jeff, quit. You're complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to talk some of the, we're disrespecting some of these great matches that happened this weekend because we've given Barry Bourne a fucking plug on this show. We've not talked about Josh Bishop and Rampage Rider. We haven't talked about Jonathan Breda and Ron Bath. There were so many spectacular matches this last weekend that need to be discussed.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get to that. However, Uncle John says Jeff Frank versus Jake Paul is a match I can get behind.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
in high school. I was a very accomplished wrestler. I do have that, so I have 0 boxing skills. I'd probably get beat pretty soundly, but I can wrestle.
Fair enough. We did get asked the question, Ryan, what did you think of Ron and Jonathan's match? Sorry if you cover. Yeah. We didn't cover it yet, Dustin, but yeah, Jonathan Breida.
What happened to Doug?
Bath. What
happened to Doug?
Doug is gone, man. I booted him because he was like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
5 to 10 minutes versus his audio was giving him some trouble. Okay.
Oh, it was Doug Curtis.
Was it?
Yes, he just texted me.
Well, when your audio takes 5 minutes to catch up to or to connect or longer than that, it's not going to be a very entertaining spot because his signal's going to be choppy at best. Anyway, Jonathan Breda versus Ron Bath. Fun, entertaining match. Jonathan, if he could have stayed outside, looks like he would have taken it. Ron managed to force it inside. Super entertaining, super competitive.
Great match. Isn't Jonathan looking good, though?
Jonathan's looking good.
endless potential. He's not a
Yeah.
very big guy, but he's got a lot of inside power. It looked really impressive.
Yeah. 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 Jonathan's looking good. Ron has still got it, and left-handed match with a pretty high level left-handed match for Ron to win. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
What did you think of how did Josh Bishop look over at Rampage? He,
Rampage? Did he give
he
himself that nickname?
oh, probably, but he he looked substantially smaller than I expected him to be just off his Facebook profile pics or shitty posts. Josh Bishop,
Who?
rider, truck driver.
Ryder? I think
Yeah,
he stands on a milk crate when he gets pictures taken.
he fucking must, or fucking puts his thumb in his mouth and blows the hot air and
Yeah.
blows
Yeah.
himself up a bit.
I have no love for Mr. Ryder. None at all.
Uh-huh.
And he tries to arm wrestle like Paul Passmore, but he's not very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Talks a lot of shit.
He didn't look very technically sound either.
No.
I think Josh exploited weakness.
And I very much enjoyed watching Josh win that match.
There was some serious talent at that Alabama State.
Yeah. Yeah. In all the matches, there was some very serious talent. With the exception of Josh versus Ryder, there was one talented guy. No comment, Jeff. You're not going to take it?
No, give it, go.
Armchair Arm Wrestlers has sent us a $2 super chat. Is Jeff pulling Dale Kotick?
I'll certainly. Oh fuck! You just listen, man. Here's what pisses me off.
This is what pisses you off?
Fucking people. Yeah, I'll pull. I'll 100%. I'll pull Dale. Listen, I haven't done any training whatsoever for a very long time. I've been concentrating on promoting, trying to build a brand, and I've done very little training. Dale phoned me the other night, pissed out of his tree, and fucking asked me for a match. I said, listen, I would love to have the match. I'm not ready to have the match right now. I said, I got a full day of filming all these super matches, and to pull at the end of it, I just don't want to do it right now. I haven't done much. I got a busy day tomorrow running the matches, and of course he went off. No, I haven't been doing nothing and this and that either. I said, okay, well, why don't we just mess around at the end of it? We'll just have a little fun and we'll just do some pulling. Well, he fucking goes on Facebook about fucking 10 minutes later, said that I accepted a super match with him. And fucking, it wasn't that at all. And anyways, the next day I said, listen, I'm not pulling a super match. If you want to have a super match, there was lots of other guys there that wanted to have one. So he had one with Dwayne Freeborn. And then he goes on Facebook saying I backed out. And I fucking despise that fucking personality in people. I fucking despise that shit. I fucking despise laziness. And I despise fucking people like that. I hate babies. I hate people that cannot. I don't want to call it. He didn't backstab me. I just hate guys that are out to fucking make themselves look fucking good by sinking other people. It fucking drives me up the fucking wall. I love the people in this sport through and through. There's so many good people. But what I've noticed since I've started my league, there's a lot of fucking snakes out there. And I don't like to start fucking calling people out live and mentioning names, but I'm really close to the fucking. I had a good conversation with Paul the other day on a Zoom meeting, and we discussed this a lot. And it just, I fucking despise that personality trait, and I fucking despise lazy fucking people. Those are the two things that just make my skin fucking crawl. I hate spineless fucking people, man.
All right. And Bradzalon says, like Igor?
Mm-hmm. I love Igor Mazarenko. And if anybody if you know business, you'd understand what Igor's trying. I mean, there's a whole lot of language barrier there, and maybe things don't come out the right way. And I don't know the whole thing behind the Michael Todd and LeBron thing exactly everything that's been said throughout the whole controversy. But I really like Igor's brand, and I like how he promotes arm wrestling, and I love the professionalism he puts behind the leagues that he's associated with. I think it's an exceptional business brand for the sport of arm wrestling, and that type of branding and effort is what's going to evolve the sport faster than anything else.
Jonathan Breda jumps into the chat, and guess what he says? Talking shit about my left arm. Ryan, that left hand looks like it wants to get cracked. Jonathan, don't you have some healing to do after that whooping that you got last weekend?
I think it's going to be a good match. We're going to make that one happen under the TAL banner real soon. Got lots of things coming up from the May 22nd event. Jonathan Breda, I'd love to bring to Canada, of course.
Can he get into the country?
Not right now. Okay, can he come up here?
Yeah, in general, like is he not on a do not fly list or something? He seems like a guy that should be on a do not fly list.
No, Breda's a good shit, man. I'm pretty sure he can, unless he's got some fucking crazy shit going on from way back. I think he can get across no problem. But anyways, yeah, kudos to him. Great match over the weekend. I loved seeing that guy battle.
Mm-hmm. Like we said, guys, we're taking calls, so jump on in here if you want to get on in here. Everyone is so shy. Otherwise, we're going to get... I don't need to rest for that weak wrist. Oh, Jonathan, you're in for such a surprise, my friend. Randy Hebert says $20 on Espey's left. Randy, bet the farm. Bet the whole farm, brother. You won't be disappointed. I am getting ready for matches as if they were happening next week. So anytime you can get Breida's arm up here, anytime, I'm game.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen. I think that'll be one of your first matches under the TAL banner.
Will be Breda?
Will be Jonathan Breda or Robbie Topi.
Oh.
We'll see how that all goes down. I think I had you and Robbie already scheduled. So in fairness,
yeah,
well,
at least I got a couple easy ones right off the bat. Armchair Arm Wrestlers $5 super chat. Jeff's seen it on Facebook. Just wanted to clarify the situation. Worth the rant, though.
Oh, no, listen, Dale's a good guy, man. Like, he truly is. He loves the sport of arm wrestling. I just don't like when people fucking say shit that's just completely fucking not true. I can't. Lying, laziness, and fucking just flat out punks just fucking absolutely make my skin fucking curl. And I'm not saying Dale's a fucking... I better be careful what I'm saying. Dale's a good guy. He truly is. I just don't like. I'm not sure what his intent was to go on and saying I accepted a match for one and then I backed out of a match because I mean it's just complete bullshit. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy or like I should be careful how I word that. But anyways, that's what happened. I didn't have the match. Dwayne Freeborn stepped in, but yeah, with Dale Kodak. Let's when I get back to training and doing some shit, I'm game. And for anybody to say I'm afraid of a fucking match, listen, there is not a fucking person outside of WAL pullers that has traveled in the last 5 years to around pulling as much as I have. Anybody in Canada. Name one.
For anybody to say I'm afraid of a fucking match, listen. There is not
Sheldon Short is trying to join us in the chat here. But Sheldon, you gotta...
Sheldon, turn your YouTube down.
You gotta turn the YouTube off, brother, and hear us directly on the...
So, I mean... So, yeah.
Anyway, you were going off on some...
No, I just want to... I mean, that's how it was, and I just don't like that. I mean, I don't think anybody...
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, my bud.
I can hear you, buddy.
But I don't think anybody in Canada has traveled and put as much effort into pulling whoever, wherever. I mean, I fucking pulled Chuck Young, a guy way out of my fucking league. I went down. I challenged guys in Kansas, Montana. I've been in the United States, 7 times now as relatively a rookie in the sport. I mean, I'm not afraid. I just wasn't in pulling mode at that time, and I explained that to him. But whatever. Let's move on.
Sheldon, welcome to the show.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks. Nice to be on.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Welcome
What's
in
happening?
there. We're happy to have you on. What's happening in Saskatchewan?
Not a whole hell of a lot. We're just like every other club, sneaking around, getting the odd night in training, and
Fun, isn't it?
hiding out in different buildings with different tables and just getting some training in.
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to leave you two to
It was
chat
sort of a breath of fresh air this weekend.
for exactly 45 seconds. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey,
How's it going, buddy? What did you think of everything going down there on Sunday?
That was awesome. Just like as usual, I was probably one of the last guys to leave.
Did you stay and drink a lot of beer?
Yes, as usual.
Good for you.
Nothing
sir.
beats meeting up with a bunch of arm wrestlers.
Yeah, it was a good time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Vitaly's strong as hell as usual.
Yeah, he's usually pretty good in top form, so he doesn't take a lot of time off training, that's for sure.
No, he does not. No, he's a stand-up guy, because as soon as we were done our super match, he comes straight over and we started talking shop and giving me some ins and outs and just typical arm wrestling fashion, just a stand-up guy.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know who Sheldon's referring to, we're talking about.
How was your trip to Vancouver?
So if anybody doesn't know who Sheldon is talking about, we're talking about Vitaly Degtyarenko from Alberta, Canada. He's a top national puller. He pulled Sheldon on the weekend in a right-handed match, and we'll see the footage when it's released. But it was a really good match. Vitaly's a stud when it comes to his right hand. So, anyways, yeah, trip to Vancouver was great. The drive to the airport was brutal, but the flight was good. Since I've been here, everything's been going good. I got some plans to train here with the BC boys here and Marlon Hicks, so that should be some good training partners.
Yeah, I talked to Marlon Hicks at Nationals, the last Nationals we had, and man, oh man, just for the few minutes I talked to him, holy Christ, did I learn a lot. A lot of the guys from the arm benders.
Smart guy. So yeah, I'm going to start training with them here as soon as they have their next practice while I'm down here. You know, I don't know. It's I don't think I'm going to be home that much. I really don't. They've got me swamped down already working on this huge bridge project, and this project's going to be ongoing for the next 3 years. So, and of course I got a multitude of other projects on the go as well, but it's one of the bigger ones that I'm overseeing. So, you know, I'll basically be back on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to start, you know, packing stuff up and getting ready to move. I don't know if I'll get a lot of time to hang out. So things are happening fast.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's the money's good, and you know, if anybody asks me what motivates me, I love making money. So
good for you. Good for you.
Sheldon and Jeff, did you see who just joined us in here?
No. Oh, our man Jonathan Breda.
What's going on, guys?
How's it going, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. Just sitting here trying to recover and lick my wounds, I guess.
Oh hell, you put up a hell of a match. I watched the whole thing.
Yep. It definitely answered a few questions for me, and I mean, most people didn't expect me to get a win either way, so I was happy with how I did.
Hey, I got a question for all you guys. What are your thoughts about these when you're watching these events go down? What are your thoughts on the referees not wearing referee uniforms?
God damn it. You know, to be honest, Jeff, I didn't even notice.
It doesn't really bother me because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, I mean, you're going to know, as long as you're going to know whether that ref's actually legit or not, you know, when you go to the table. So unless you're going to a different country or something, you know.
I just personally like it. I just like the professionalism it looks. I'm not saying it. I just personally like it when they do it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It just I just like the way it looks, especially in a super match when guys of your caliber are involved. I just like the whole professional look of refs being in the complete uniform. I'm not saying it makes them a bad ref or they're not qualified. I just like the look of it.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from there. Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it's not a big deal from someone like me, but I suppose if I was coming from a promoter standpoint, yeah, I mean, me personally, I help chop with Louisiana State every year. I mean, yeah, that would be something that I would personally want to do. Make sure everything looks as professional as possible. So I see what you're going for there.
While we're on the topic of professionalism, I was just kind of piggybacking off Ryan's comment about Barry Bourne, so where I didn't feel it.
Okay, once again, the man that is so against Barry cannot keep the man's name out of his mouth.
I haven't fucking spoke about him for 45 minutes, buddy.
And Sheldon, I just got to tell you, buddy, you obviously know Paul Levante, right?
Oh, yeah.
He has a question that he texted me. He said, "Is Sheldon Short the ugliest? Is Sheldon Short the ugliest arm wrestler?"
He's still got a sore spot because I beat him at nationals.
Damn it!
Yeah.
I didn't even know he knew how to turn a computer on, for Christ's sakes.
He's probably got some kid over there trying to hooking him up so he can watch some of this over the shoulder. But yeah. Paul, yeah.
If he's listening, a bunch of us are planning on going to his competition in August down in Fort Capel.
I might be there as well.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you guys. Oh, sorry, Sheldon. Go ahead.
Oh, that was me.
No worries.
Oh, sorry, Jonathan.
I mean, if we're done on that topic, I don't know. But did y'all see the rest of the matches at Alabama State that happened?
Hell yeah, man! That was a great event. I watched the whole thing.
No, I'm saying I don't know if there was even a live stream for the tournament. Did you see the tournament matches?
I did not see the tournament. I just saw some of the clips from the tournament.
Yeah, maybe it was just clips I seen. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think there was a full live stream.
I was gonna say Jeff Frank, Jerome Loud. That's a name.
Dude, man, what the fuck?
That dude's a bad dude. Okay,
here's my point exactly. And I don't care what you say here, Ryan. I am going to bring his name up again. But here's what I don't I like when a guy like fucking Barry Bourne gets the spotlight, and a guy like Jerome Loud doesn't even get fucking mentioned, man. This guy just beat Dan Mosier at Alabama State, and I believe he won that division. And
yeah, he was, okay. Daniel Mosier pulled 220s. Jerome Loud pulled 242s.
And really, outside anybody in that realm, it wasn't even spoken about.
You're crazy if you think he wasn't noticed and spoken about.
I said anybody. Oh, Ryan, I said anybody outside of the Alabama. If people didn't post it from the Alabama State, you wouldn't have heard about him. But what talk show in arm wrestling talked about Jerome Loud when they're fucking focused on Larry Wheels, fucking
this one right
LeBron?
Now, if you would quit bringing up Barry Bourne, we could talk about him a little bit.
I agree 100% with what you're saying, Jeff. But a lot of it with Jerome is he doesn't really have a social media presence. I've seen him comment on things. For some reason, he has a YouTube. I see him comment on people's YouTube, like his name and everything. But he doesn't have a Facebook, from what I understand.
So I think it's really important. And I agree. And here's why I think, if promoters are putting on these events, I think it's really important to have these events live streamed, yes. Or just to showcase this talent, because that's unfortunate that a lot of people missed that performance that he did.
Yeah, and my poor wife. I mean, she didn't even really want to live stream the match, let alone all the super matches. I was just like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Just live stream my match. And I wasn't about to have her hold the camera for 10.5 hours, because that's exactly how long that tournament took. Mm-hmm. It was a long day.
Now, Uncle John,
over 400 entries.
Yeah, I seen that 400. That's incredible.
It was huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what was it in? Was it in like a garage or
It
like
was
a
it's at
shop or?
it was at a Harley Davidson. It was the back building. I don't know if it's just I don't know if it is a garage or if it's like a hall that they own, or it's pretty big. I mean, it wasn't like, uh, it didn't look like it was a mechanic shop or anything like that, but or maybe a storage building for Harleys, maybe. I
Oh,
don't know.
cool. Yeah. But Uncle John just said that they talked about Jerome Loud.
Yeah.
And sorry, Uncle John, I didn't see your last show. I missed that one, but that's good. I'm glad guys are talking about guys like this. And, we these are the guys that we need to get their names out there and promote guys like Jerome Loud and the guys that don't get the attention as much as other people that I don't feel shouldn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of good matches this weekend. A lot of, another one was Daniel Mosier, first match, I believe, if I remember right, of the 220 class. Nate Adams. I don't know if Ryan, you're probably familiar with Nate Adams, aren't you?
I have had a match at the World Arm Wrestling League with Nate Adams. Yeah.
So he was like what, 275?
He was big. He was big when I arm wrestled him. Yeah.
This is his first time being 220 in I don't know how many years.
It's crazy for me to think about him being 220 because
right? He still doesn't even look 220 because like I see him in person, his arms are like the size of my head. That dude, he's got some good genetics. But yeah, he stonewalled Mosier first match and then made it. Ended up going to the strap, and Mosier did crack his wrist, but it was a good war for probably a good solid 20-30 seconds, I believe, and then Mosier finally put him away. But to see Nate Adams, just slow him down, that was
I assumed that match was in the overall because I had no idea that Nate Adams was 220.
That was first match of the 220 class, if I remember.
Wow.
So did Duncan pull? I'm assuming.
Yes, he did.
How did he do?
I think he got second to Austin Wade.
From
Florida. Austin Wade looked really impressive.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Florida guy. He I was told Josh Webb, he's another guy from Florida. He was telling me that, he was on a mission this weekend, and Austin Wade, I believe he got first both arms in the 176 class. I could be wrong, but I think, and I could be wrong on Dalton Duncan too. I think he's a 176 guy, or is he a 154 guy?
I think he would be bigger than 150. I would say he's 176, but I don't know that for sure.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, the little guys, it's hard for me. I don't keep track too much, as well as I probably should. But between that, I mean, shoot, Robbie Russell and Craig Touye, that was a good one.
Now, something with Robbie Russell came up that I thought was fairly important to the world of arm wrestling, and now I can't remember what it was. Did he beat somebody of a fairly substantial name at that tournament? Or
Craig Touye.
Oh, he beat Craig Touye.
Yeah. He lost. Craig lost to Robbie first time in the turn. I think it was like, it wasn't very. I think Craig had like 3 or 4 matches since then, but their first time meeting, Craig lost on fouls, but Robbie definitely compromised his hand on a slip. Or no, I think Craig just tried to intentionally slip under. But needless to say, Robbie did, Craig didn't really break him past center all too far. And he elbow fouled twice. And then in the finals, Craig would get a hit on him, bring him about 3/4 of the way, and then Robbie would start to bring him back. Craig ended up fouling out again, but Robbie didn't want to win the class like that. And they ended up pulling again, legit. Robbie turned him inside and pulled him over and beat him.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about him. Kind of jumping all over the place here, but before we end this program tonight, there's one thing I want to talk about, Ryan. If we could talk about the Over the Top tournament in Australia.
Yes,
I have my opinions, and then I'll say mine at the end.
Let me throw in a couple of things beforehand, okay? Jeff, welcome to the show, Jeff Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, one of the guys that is the member of the Portage La Prairie Arm Wrestling Club. and well, before COVID, trained with us on a weekly basis. How you doing, brother?
Good. How's it going?
Was this the gentleman you were telling me that was right up there with the top dogs in that weight class, Ryan?
100%. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Jeff, we'll come back to you in a minute. I have a question for Sheldon from Paul Avante one more time. Will you accept a left-handed super match with Solomon Latimer at his event?
Sheldon would.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Sheldon don't back down from nobody.
Make sure you charge Paul lots of money for that match.
Yeah, I will. He's going to make lots of loot off it.
And we have a question
I'm going to tap out on you fellas.
Yeah,
all right, Sheldon, thanks for coming on, brother.
Hey, Sheldon, thanks again for coming down to my event there on Sunday. I sincerely appreciate that, man. That's a long.
Yeah, we'd never stand you up. The only one I missed is that damn Boise one. I won't miss them again if that border's open.
Cool, man.
Right on.
All right, thanks for having me.
Have a good night, Sheldon.
Fellas. You too. Bye.
Jonathan, we have a question. The question is, did you grip up with Passmore at that event?
I did not. Yeah, later. The only person that I gripped up with afterwards, I gripped up with Justin Bishop and Eric Gerlach a little bit after the tournament was all said and done, but that was about it. So.
All right. Well, have you ever pulled him?
Yes, I went to last May. There was a little round robin. But when I think this was like right after COVID started to get a little serious all around the southern region. There was a tournament called Georgia Arm Fights that Ike Ford and David Hobbs run together, and they lost their venue, and they decided that they're just going to do basically a backyard event at Passmore's house, and they threw together a $100 entry, left and right round robin, no weight cap, and so I went over there to that, and I was testing. At the time, I was testing to see where I was because I could see progress and where I was going, and I was ready to test myself. So I was just me and Paul, we're really close. We talk on the phone probably once or twice a week, and I was just like, I asked him if he wanted to pull, so do a little best of 3 or something. So that was the original plan. And then we decided that we both wanted to, instead of pulling a super match, we wanted a shot at the money. So we decided to just go ahead and, make it fresh on fresh in the round robin. We pulled one match. I tried to go outside with him. He turned me in, and I held him off for like maybe a second or two, and he pinned me. That was shortly after Doug Allen, one of the guys that I actually got him to move over here and train me for a little bit. He's basically the one who helped me develop my top roll. And so that's where I first tested it out. And it didn't, there was some kinks I needed to work out, and it didn't work out in my favor. But, yeah. So to answer your question, Ryan, yes, I did pull Passmore. Yeah, I pulled him once in the last year.
Right. Jeff, what's happening down there?
Oh, not much. Looking forward to getting back to practices.
Are you going to hit Matthew Schultz's practice this weekend?
I'm not sure. I think he was saying it kind of starts at 1 o'clock, and I'll be at work till noon, so it doesn't really line up great with me.
He made a suggestion that because I am in real estate, that I come and give him an opinion, a value on his property to make it official. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that'll happen. Jeff Frank, you have a question for us.
About which one? About
over the top two.
Yeah, I just want to get your guys' opinions on it. And I'll give you mine when we're done.
I've only seen the advertisement a few times. It's what exactly does it entail exactly? It's over in Australia, right?
Well, it might be a tad premature to give a full opinion on this because Phil is coming on next week, but $10,000 looks like an overall prize. I'm not sure if that's right arm and left arm, or if it's just right arm. Hard to say, but there is some hype around this tournament.
So the money's just going to the overall winner?
We don't know that either. That's the thing. Like, they're building hype. So $10,000 for sure, first place for the overall.
Yeah.
Don't know if there's anything for the lower placings. Don't know if there's anything for the open tournament.
When is it?
In November.
Okay. Well, they still got. Okay, so they're teasing it. That's. Yeah. I couldn't remember what the date was when I saw it. I was like, well, that's kind of a lack of information. If it's anytime soon, I mean, I don't know. It definitely, they're planning for it to be more than just an Australia turnout if they're doing it in November, I take it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, I guess. Does anyone know the reasoning why it's over the top two or anything? What pertains to that?
That's a good point, and I guess it's going to allude to my fucking people. Anyways,
Tell me how you feel.
Well, just if we had time, I'd read you some of these comments about this other fucking. Anyways, it's whatever. It's got nothing to do with that.
All week, don't worry.
So, first of all, I love the concept of what Phil's doing. I think it's a great concept. My only thing with it is if you're gonna, affiliate it with Over the Top, I think the prize money should have been a little bit more substantial than $10,000. I don't know if that draws the people that he is hoping to draw just by naming it Over the Top. A tournament like that, if I was a guy putting that on, I would put a minimum of $50,000 up, and I wouldn't hold a tournament until I could do so. And I would probably hold that tournament either in the United States or over in Europe, over in Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, somewhere in that to get the best bang for my buck. I don't think Australia is going to bring a lot of people to this event for $10,000. That's only $7,000 American. One person travels to Australia, you're going to spend $4,000. You bring your wife, you in an intent to win a big prize. You're literally not. You're not bringing anything back. I mean, if you want to go over and just go for a vacation and have fun, that's one thing. But if I was going to hold something and put Over the Top and brand it as that to me, that payout's going to be substantial. I want to bring as many people to this as I can. And I don't think that and I could be completely wrong, but I just don't think it's going to draw people all the way over to Australia for $7,000 American.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely with you there. I mean, I don't really know how, financially things work over there, but I mean, plane tickets just anywhere in Eastern Europe is on average like $1,000 to $1,200. I mean, I can't imagine what it is to Australia, and then having for guys that have to cut weight, they want to fly over there at least a couple days early to adjust to the time zone, and
it's going to be $3,500 a person minimum.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
So that was I love the whole concept. I love what he's trying to do there. I don't know if I would have made it this year. I would have done a little bit more planning. I would have had what was the prize for the original Over the Top? The actual it was a semi truck. What was the value on that truck?
Wasn't it 25,000? Maybe 50,000?
I don't know.
It'd have to be north of that, wouldn't it?
I think it would have to be.
By
today's standards,
today's standard, a truck like that's going to be well north of $50,000. And
right. But we're talking the 80s, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so back then it may have been only worth that. In today's dollars, I would say $65,000 to $70,000 would be. And
right.
So that was my only issue with the Over the Top tournament was I just like the branding school, the thought is cool. I'd love to see it. I just don't know if it's going to bring a whole lot of people outside of Australia for that dollar amount. That's my only problem with it.
Jeff, what do you think?
$10,000. I don't think it's worth it. Basically the same thing you guys are saying. I mean, especially if there's you got to go over there, quarantine for 2 weeks. You don't know what the regulations are going to be yet. $50,000 seems like something should be a minimum for a tournament of that.
I'm sure their intent is for COVID to be over with, and regulations be back to normal. Surely, I mean, that's
They keep finding new strains every other day.
right.
Well, here's the deal. I've been around arm wrestling long enough to realize that if you are hoping to go to an arm wrestling tournament and get rich, you're probably going to be disappointed. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to try my damnedest to win $10,000, but I'm also going to be prepared to come home with nothing.
Well, exactly. and that's what I mean. I mean, if we just want to go there and experience a great time, I mean, Australia is the place to go. I think you'd have a fantastic time there. All my point is I don't think the prize money is gonna pull a lot of people to make it a super competitive, over the top like we would see. One, if it was $50,000 or north of there, or even if it was a single cash prize held in either the United States or over in Europe. Could you imagine running an over-the-top tournament, just putting a little bit more planning on it, a little bit more hard work, putting out a $50,000 cash reward? Listen, my Boise, Idaho event, if I could have ran, it cost me, man, I mean, just the prize money I paid out was $30,000. What's to make another $20,000 and throw an over-the-top tournament in the United States? But me personally, I would take that shit over to Europe. I think that'd be fucking huge over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they're trying to bring people. 10 years ago, Australian arm wrestling was like not even a thing. There was one guy. And it wasn't Ryan Bowen. I can't remember the guy's name now, but now Australian arm wrestling seems to be on the rise, and it's a sharp rise. I think that by the time we get to this tournament, there'll be lots of other stuff going on, but my intention is to go. So, unless some crazy shit with COVID happens, that's the plan.
Yeah, I'm not knocking the tournament whatsoever.
Yeah. And Jeff, you're coming. You said you were coming. I
didn't. Yeah, that's not. I didn't say I wasn't going either.
Yeah.
All I'm saying though is when you're branding an over-the-top tournament, and if you want to bring stuff to Australia, I don't think $10,000 is going to do it. That's only $7,000 American. That's all I'm saying. I would have liked to see him maybe put this off for another year and make that cash prize a lot more substantial. I think it would have been even bigger and have it in Australia. That's just,
Well, maybe the next sequel will be better. Over the Top 3 will have $100,000 first place.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to bring people to Australia for $10,000.
I'm watching everyone get nervous here because people jump into the waiting room and then they disappear right away.
Yeah.
Somebody named Dal jumped in there and then was gone.
Let me ask you this, Ryan. Or Jonathan, maybe Jonathan, you could answer this. How many people do you think would realistically go from the United States to Australia, or even from Europe to Australia for $10,000 Australian dollars?
Well, I mean, you can't even get people from. You can't even get people from the United States to go to Zloty,
right?
Where you can really test yourself. So, and that was actually going to be my next question for Ryan on Moldova. What got so many people to go to Moldova? Was
the time that I went?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
Oh my God.
Was there money involved for?
Oh yeah.
Ryan, how much money did you come back with? It was substantial.
I got second place and I came home with $6,000 in my pocket.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean, there you go. I mean, for me, to go to Australia, it wouldn't be something like, it's not about the potential to win money. It's the potential of, being able to test myself. I mean, like you said, you came home with $6,000 and you got second place. I mean, if I'm going to go across the water, I want to go somewhere where I'm going to pull somebody that's,
if you're doing it for that reason, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you just want to go to Australia, arm wrestling and take a vacation, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I'm just speaking completely on the draw, and I don't know what Phil's motive was. I don't know if he was doing this to actually try to bring people from other countries, or if he just wanted to put on a cool tournament for Australia.
Well, I mean, the cool part is we're going to get a chance to ask him all this stuff in a week.
True, yeah.
Because he's on next week's show, and we're going to talk it out, and we're going to get to the bottom of some of these questions about, is there prize money beyond the 10 grand? Like, is there, $5 grand for second? Is there stuff for the individual classes? I heard Ward Drake. Yes, I did get robbed in Moldova. Sometimes the referees are also your opponents, but it's that was. Man, look that.
Anyways, I'll probably go with you anyways, Ryan, because I've never been to Australia. It's a place I'd love to visit, but I've also sorry, Jonathan.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but also in November too. I mean, to try to do a tournament like that. I mean, that's pretty close to something like, isn't Zloty like the first week of December?
Yeah. So right in perfect world for me, I fly to Australia. I do the over-the-top 2. My flight leaves Australia and heads to Poland. I pull Zloty, and then I come back.
Money bags.
Money bags.
All right.
Yeah. Come home with $500.
So now you're talking. Now we could do a world tour of arm wrestling. We could hit the IFAs, Australia, Zloty.
IFA's in Florida, brother. It's not that far.
Well, it's far enough.
Yeah, you'd have to go there first.
Yeah.
September.
And you might as well do WAF while you're at it.
You can't do that.
Why?
Because if you go to IFA, then you're suspended from WAF.
Oh, fuck IFA. You know what? Let me be honest.
What? IFA, other way around, man.
No, man. Ryan, let me be honest with you. I almost regret my decision after thinking about this.
Oh, geez, don't dig this shit up. You regret your decision on what?
I just when you look at the level of competition.
No, it will change. It's just like when WAF split.
I don't know if I believe that it will.
It's going to.
If it does, great. I support the ethics of the IFA. I just, oh man.
That's so, short-sighted.
I hate to be, like Jeff here and bring up something I don't want to talk about.
Let's talk about it.
But RVJ versus Ryan Bowen.
Oh. I was waiting for someone to bring that up. So, biggest match of 2021.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Okay, so the good thing that Ryan is doing with this match, with the money he's raising, I mean, that's going to be a stepping stone for guys that are locked into the WAF because, they're probably getting compensated from their government and whatnot. Is probably the only reason why they're still there. So if this platform can somehow get created to where, pullers can start making money outside of being in a organization of some sort locked in, then, that's the potential it has. But either way, I mean, even without Ryan and what he's doing, WAF is going to crumble the way it is.
Yeah. It's a corrupt organization that's going to be gone.
I'm not disagreeing on ethics, guys. I really hope IFA does become the dominant world organization in arm wrestling, based on who runs it, and I hope it gets there sooner than later.
Yep,
it will crumble, Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah.
Ryan Bowen versus RVJ. Thoughts?
I got to go after this, but I think it's great what Ryan Bowen is doing, promoting the sport and offering up that massive cash prize and whatever else. But I think he squeaks out one win against RVJ.
He doesn't beat RVJ one time.
I think best case scenario, he squeaks out a win and then gets smashed. That's what I think.
I think Ryan. I guess I said my said what I considered last.
I hope Ryan sees this video and learn something from it. But
And this,
let me tell you something about Ryan Bowen. He is immune to the hate.
oh,
Yeah.
He embraces it, and anybody that says that guy is just in this sport for the money, he's
he loves the sport. He
Yeah.
wants the sport to go. This isn't taking anything from Ryan Bowen. The only thing the only thing that bothers me about all is there's so many good matches and so many good people that are not being discussed in these discussions, and it's the same old repetitive shit all the time, and it just gets monotonous. I want what?
You're very aggravated tonight, Jeff.
Well, it does. That's yeah.
Needs more Jack.
Yeah. I got fuck all in my hotel room here.
Can you go down to like a weed store or something, Jeff, and just relax a little bit?
Well, I don't smoke. I don't smoke a lot of dope. Actually, I don't smoke any.
Nor do I, my friend. Nor do I.
Yeah,
I can't.
I mean, I got to give it to the guy. I mean, if it goes down and happens, I mean, good on him for making the match happen. I don't believe it'll be a competitive match, but whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. He's got the balls to do it and take a match like that and try to make even a bigger name for himself. So good on the guy.
This match to me is like when Juji pulled Mike Aiello.
Interesting, but I mean, Ryan is arguably top 5 in the entire continent of Australia.
Yeah, but Ryan.
But what does that mean
exactly?
So
here's a question.
I I briefly discussed this when me and Ryan were both on last time, but I don't blame him for wanting to test himself. I mean, obviously he has the platform to do it, and he's, people are feeding into it, and it is what it is. But I mean, even still, okay, say he beats RVJ. I mean, beating RVJ still doesn't mean that, the people that he still is skipping past, it still doesn't say he's better than them. So, I mean, to me, in my mind, I'd rather just work my way up and have no excuses for why I'm that top guy, rather than just skip to the top and still leave those questions unanswered. But that's just me.
Let me ask you a question, guys, and just think about this from Ryan being a businessman. Do you think that part of this or a lot of this has to do with him trying just to sell the brand and make money?
Absolutely. I mean,
do you think in his mind that he believes that he's competitive to compete with RVJ, or do you think he's just in it to keep building the Ryan Bowen brand? That's the only reason why he's doing this. In his mind, he says, do I believe I can compete with RVJ at this time? Probably not, but I'm doing this more for the publicity of the pound for pound of the Ryan Bowen brand.
See, I don't see that.
Go ahead.
I don't see it because there is an easier path to that goal. So RVJ is popular. He's known in the arm wrestling world. If Ryan Bowen was trying to just build the brand, why isn't he in Dubai? Why isn't he pulling the guys like
He's not in Dubai because he can't travel.
Okay, but he can't travel to pull RVJ either. But he could definitely be building a match between him and Larry Wheels at some point, which he would most definitely win, in my opinion. I think that Ryan genuinely loves the sport and is aspiring to be the best at his weight.
I agree.
Not overall in the world. I don't think he's doing it just to build the brand, because his brand is big and he has built it without being the best guy.
I think he created a scenario where he can't lose.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
And Ryan Bowen's,
yeah.
Sorry, guys. His brand is so much bigger than RVJ's as far as social media and YouTube.
Oh, fuck, 100%.
That it's RVJ that is going to get most of the benefit from this match.
Right. Well, I mean, either way, I mean, RBJ, of course, yeah. I mean, he has everything to get from this, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, Ryan created a whole scenario where he doesn't have to lose anything. I mean, raising 50,000, that he could pocket himself. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's nothing for him to lose out of this other than, oh, I lost RVJ. What else did you expect? So yeah, it was smart. He's doing. I believe he's doing good things. I believe he has good intent.
No question.
Kind of like it takes the 50K thing. Raising it, like kind of like what Herman said the other day. I mean, who's to know for sure? I mean, they could just decide to split that and create the odds themselves. I mean, it's not much to look forward to when it comes to. I mean, if it was them putting up their own money, this would be a totally different scenario.
The one thing that kind of baffles me is this whole weird drug testing thing they're doing, where they're bringing in blood tests and all that stuff.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
it's kind of my thoughts. It's almost like a sidebar, But RVJ asked for it. Does RVJ? Here's the deal, okay? Does RVJ also demand that everyone he faces in the World Arm Wrestling League is blood tested up to the event? The answer is no, because he doesn't control that.
Do you believe RVJ is natural?
You know what? I kind of do. And but the puzzling thing is, why is he asking for somebody that he perceives to be so far below him in ability to be the cleanest guy he's ever arm wrestled?
I don't know. That's a whole nother show to get into the PEDs.
Is it though? I mean, it's a pretty quick topic.
I don't know what to think of that. Like, I'm not sure if that's just a personal matter that he's had internal fights or thoughts about, but
yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know why it matters so much, honestly.
Well, that's just it. If you perceive him to be so far below you,
right?
Why are you asking him to go through all the bullshit that no one else he's ever faced has to go through?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense to me. And that's an expensive, time-consuming task of...
Well, how much testing is there? Are they testing all the way up to the event? Or are they testing just after the event?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's not even a piss test. It's a blood test. So presumably RVJ's asking for a whole spectrum of things right through to growth hormone. Like, it's making sure that, there's not even the slightest picogram of anything.
Interesting.
It's weird, man. It's weird. Like, WAF doesn't even test that stringently.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, and I would laugh my ass off if Ryan just showed up and it was revealed that he failed every drug test.
Just a quick question. Who is Ryan Bowen beat of any substantial stature?
He just beat the number 4 guy in Australia.
No, outside of Australia. Like, because I'm asking because I don't know. Has he beat anybody of a substantial? Like, has he beat anybody in Europe? Any of the top?
Alan Guerra is legit. Now, nobody can tell me he's not. And Ryan beat him in World Arm Wrestling League.
Yep, that's probably. I mean, and then he beat Mosier, I believe. And there's a lot of things that came into play. I think Mosier pulled a whole tournament the day before, and then the next day was the team tournament or something like that. I mean, but he beat Mosier in that circumstance. Yeah, I think that's his 2 most credible wins to date, probably.
Did he have any significant wins when he went to Zloty? Or did he just go 2-0?
I think he won one match on elbow fouls. If I
Yeah,
remember right.
yeah. There was a match on fouls there he took.
Everybody needs that Rocky moment, Jeff. He just needs to conceive, believe, and achieve.
I'm just asking the question. I don't know the answer to it. I was just asking if he. I'm just curious who he. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Of course, you gotta have deep belief in yourself. I like what he's doing. I like how he's. The guy is a good businessman. He truly is.
He has a dominating win over Evan Burgoyne
In the bottom 8.
in the bottom 8.
Isn't Evan's more of a left guy, isn't he?
Okay. He beat Dallas Langston. I think he won 1 million. What the hell? He beat Dallas Langston. Okay.
Oh yeah, he did beat Dallas Langston. That is right.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
That's a legit win.
Mm-hmm.
decent.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
I don't know. I mean, Dallas, he's definitely a strong guy, but I think at the time, I don't even know if he was top 10 at the time in North America. So I don't know if that means anything or not. But
Well, it's a mystery, and I dig it. I'm into it. I'm going to watch.
for sure.
Yeah. Jeff keeps turning off his camera here.
Oh, does it turn off when I do that? Shit, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm switching back to look at the chat.
Yeah. The chat is good. Hey guys, every time we do one of these shows, we reach out, we read out all of the Patreon Alpha members. And while we've been on here, we have one new one. Kenny Weaver. Welcome to the Patreon family. And if you guys don't know, once we get to 100 combined members between Patreon and the YouTube channel, we're giving away an Ezreal Arm Wrestling Club arm wrestling table for free, shipped to your door. So for as low as $1.99, you can get in on that draw.
Those tables are built for short people. If you're 5'9", have at it.
NC RVJ said he would beat anyone in the world after a year of drug testing for $50K, and Bowen said, I accept. RVJ was talking to the upper elites in higher weight classes. None of them were going to take it. Okay. So basically what has happened here is Ryan Bowen has accepted the challenge that RVJ put out. So now he's got to go through the rigors of the drug testing.
Cool.
All right. Well, guys, what else we got to cover here? We've been on a while.
When is Armchair Arm Wrestlers? When is TAL3?
That's a question for you, man.
Well, it was supposed to be in Louisiana April 10th, but our two lovely fucking president and prime minister have completely kiboshed that. Any hopes of that happening? So I have planned for May 22nd here in Alberta, Canada. I'm not in Alberta, I'm in BC right now, but in Alberta, May 22nd. Hopefully the borders change and I can bring some guys up here. I have planned for the main event for that one to be Luke Kint and Alihan Muratov, 7-time WAF champion from Kazakhstan. They've agreed to a bout that'll headline the event. And we'll go from there. Maybe we'll see Jonathan Breida. What's that?
So I need to get my passport.
You need to get your passport, buddy.
Come up there and crack Ryan.
You need to get your passport, and then I can send you packing.
And then we have Sam Pofker versus the Wrist Hunter, Akash Kumar. We have Joe Fox versus Brendan Mulvihill. And we have Jesse Halliday and Alan Ford scheduled.
Jeff, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Who wins, and how devastating will it be between Curtis Mocan and Tanner Jacobson?
Curtis Moken isn't gonna move him at all. I can say that with confidence.
I'm gonna get 18 messages on Facebook right now because you said that.
No, honestly,
Is that a match you guys got coming up?
I don't know. There's some rumblings about it. Now, we got to wrap the show up, but I see Hugh is in the waiting room. Hugh, I apologize. We're wrapping up, but next week, make sure you come on here, and maybe we'll pop you in there when we're talking to Phil.
Did I say April 22nd? No, May 22nd.
I don't know what you said, Jeff. I don't know.
May 22nd. We had Luke Kent, Alejandro Muratov, Akash Kumar, Sam Pofker, BLM versus Joe Fox, and Alan Ford versus Jesse Halliday.
All worth the price of admission, gentlemen. Jonathan, it was great seeing you arm wrestle, and someday.
Oh, Jonathan, but we will keep TAL4 scheduled for Louisiana as soon as the borders open. We'll plan for that Louisiana date at a different time.
Okay. Yeah, just keep me posted.
Is that your hometown, Jonathan?
Yeah, Vinton, Louisiana.
Then that's where I need to arm wrestle you, is right in your hometown.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
All right. And we're going to do rigorous drug testing and put up $50,000.
Absolutely.
All right. Gentlemen, it's been a slice. Thanks for joining us. Hey.
All right.
Guys. Any closing thoughts, anybody?
Nope. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Thanks, Breda. Thanks, Jeff. And,
it was fun. Good night, guys.
Are we putting money on that Mocan match with who's it? Tanner.
Jesus Christ, Jeff.
Yeah. You know what? That is going to be a one-sided slaughter fest. Like I don't think it's going to be interesting. Honestly,
Jeff Frank, who are you putting money on?
I don't know, Tanner. I don't make predictions.
Why are you asking if somebody's putting money on it?
I was just curious if it was a money match.
Oh, well, there's definitely be money.
I just don't know what you got going on there. You putting up some money for a money match here? Or you just
I don't know what you're talking about. We'll have to talk about this later.
Oh, fuck.
Next time.
All right,
gents.
So Tanner Jacobson over Curtis Mocan. You heard it here live. We'll see.
That's Jeff's pick, and he doesn't pick, so he just made that pick.
No, I'm saying that's what you guys said.
Okay. I didn't say anything. Thumbs up before you go. Hit like, everybody.